there's no such thing as a perfect crime. And I would agree with that, like to the extent that if you've got like a real motive, that like you had reason to do it, like you're the guy.
Yeah.
But like, I remember this movie came out in I think the 1980s, maybe it was the early 90s. It was called Henry: Portrait of a Serial Killer.
Oh, yeah, I know that.
Henry Riggins.
I'm trying to think of the actor. He's been in a million things, and
and that was just a bone chilling, terrifying thing because he was a serial killer who didn't want to be caught, so he killed only people he had no connection to whatsoever. Never killed anybody in the same way, so there was no MO to match one case to another. And just got away with like crazy. Man, I'm sure that was pure fiction. But another one comes to mind: the Washington D.C. snipers. Like these guys were like shooting completely at random, right? There was nothing, totally random. They're hiding in the trunk of a car. The fact that those guys got caught is more incredible than anything.
Well, that's what makes serial killers scary, is that there is no tie. There's no reason. There's no why as to what.
Right.
Why this happened. We had two. One was, I mean, he fits the definition of a serial killer. And we had another one who I'm pretty sure when everything is all shaken out, he's going to be a serial killer. But, we worked those cases here a few years ago, and they were tough because there was no reason for this happening. Right. There was no tie to any of the people that were killed except for a group that a different a county worked. And so, I mean, it basically took legwork and just a tremendous amount of,
right.
I mean, for 4 days, every single person in the unit was out knuckling doors, checking with businesses, trying to get video. And it took us forever, but he was found, or he pled guilty to the first one. I think there are more things coming on. I can't really talk about it,
sure,
in specifics, but those serial killers are tough. I mean, because there's nothing tying them to this person.
Right.
And that's where every investigation gets tough.
Right. And with the serial killers, it's the MO that ties them the cases together. Like, so scary if they switch it up.
Well, we're looking at, our cold case. We kind of showed you all the 400 books that we have back there on the cold cases. We've got a series from the 1980s that we're looking at, and we're hoping that we've got a new machine that does DNA, that pulls DNA better than anything else that we've ever had, the MVAC.
That's the one where you scan it on the ground?
Well, no, that's something different. This MVAC is like a wet, dry vacuum that you spray on stuff, and it pulls DNA out of ridges and stuff and out of clothing better than anything else before that we've had. And sucks it through a filter. You take that filter and you check it for DNA. So we're going to be looking at these cases that, man, they have a lot of the similar MO. I mean, it's very serial killer-ish.
Right.
Don't know if they're all related or not, but we're looking at them like it is. And so, our hope is that this MVAC will help us kind of push that one forward and maybe get some resolution on quite a few murders.
Yeah. It's like as a fan of true crime, like cold case stuff is less appealing to me because it drives me nuts. I want the bad guy to be caught,
Yeah.
And the cold case, I just think, oh, this piece of shit, like just roamed around and had a great life for 30 years. Like, I just don't want to watch that.
Yeah.
And I think that it's important for me to make that point because, like, that what I love so much about watching true crime, watching your guys' show, is the justice. You got the bad guy.
Yeah.
Like I'm rooting for you guys to catch the bad guy, and I hate the cold case because they didn't get caught.
The cold case ones bother me more than anything else for that exact same reason, but the inverse of it, I hate the idea that somebody got away with it.
Right.
That we don't know the end of that story.
Yep.
We don't have the why, we don't have the who, and
no closure, and it's better late than never.
Being able to provide that answer, our cold case detective, he's solving a bunch of cold cases, but I probably get more phone calls from the public about those cold cases than all of our other cases combined, because people want to know what happened to my aunt back in 1985.
That's a big piece of it too.
Yeah.
When you've got the loved one that just will not stop, the persistence.
Yeah. And you want to give them some closure. I mean, you want to give them that answer before they die, but you want to, and it rankles me that we can't
Sure.
get that. And our hope is that, with the DNA advancements that have happened, genetic
Oh my
genealogy.
God! This is the genetic genealogy where you take the DNA sample. There's no match in the CODIS system, but just based on that DNA sample, you've got computer technology that can generate an image of what that person looks like.
Yeah, I've just finished a genetic genealogy course through Boston University, and our hope is that we're going to be able to work with some of the labs and be able to start using that as a way of maybe identifying some of our cold case suspects. So we're all in on that right now. So
Technology is incredible.
it really is, and the advancements that are being made right now, since I've been on the department in 30 years, we've gone. It's a whole new ball game right now. Than I don't know how they solved murders 30 years ago.
Right.
It seems so difficult and just this impossible task.
30 years ago, you're saying pre-DNA.
Well, yeah, it was the early stages of DNA. So they weren't as good as they are now, and
Right.
there are new types of DNA testing that are available. And the genetic genealogy, I think, is just revolutionizing.
Sherlock Holmes had
this
his work
stuff.
cut out for him.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he was looking at dirt on the shoe of a suspect,
Right.
and we're looking at microscopic cells that are left behind in 1976.
Well, right. They just am I correct about this? That they just confirmed the identity of Jack the Ripper,
I think I read that too.
and that was from like the 1800s.
Yep. Well, when we were,
Maybe it was the early 1900s, but a long fucking time
oh
ago.
yeah. Well, the guy, when they were bringing the MVAC to us and kind of giving us a rundown, he was talking about a case from 1976 that they solved in like 2011, where they pulled DNA off of a stone, a paver stone, on the sides where the suspect had gripped it and used it as the weapon. And that's just fascinating to me.
Yeah.
I am so hopeful that we're going to be able to get some cold cases solved with this.
Man, did you see the Gilgo Beach? There's a Gilgo Beach serial killer.
No.
Just came out on Netflix. It's like a 2 or 3 part series. What about the one on Netflix called Into the Fire, the Lost Daughter? This was unbelievable. Woman got pregnant. She was like 17. Was convinced to give her baby up for adoption, and never heard another thing until there was, missing. She came to learn that her adopted daughter was missing, and she got all involved in trying to track it down. And like it was one of these persistent. Like this mother was like, that I'm gonna find out what happened to my daughter, and boy did she find out. And
Oh, I'm going to have to watch that.
it's up there with Don't Fuck with Cats.
Oh, well, that's one of my favorite ones that I've ever seen. So.
Into the Fire. I can't speak more highly enough about it.